Hello everyone, welcome back to Isadora. It's really good to be back. Hope you're all having a good week. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about the signs of a sociopath, and I remember that I've done this topic once before. Well, not in the exact way. I spoke about it in a different way, and after that I was kind of okay. So this was what happened, right? So I spoke about it, and it may have triggered like maybe one or two or more people. I don't know. So what this person or people did was try to go out of their way to prove that my channel was a lie. Like I was the narcissist and I was the sociopath. Do you understand? And they did it in different ways. My I was being provoked, pretty much. Do you understand? So many things were happening. My car was being messed with. My lights were being messed with. All sorts. Do you understand? And I mean, if my car is being messed with, like my brakes and stuff, right? That can endanger my life. Do you understand? But it wasn't about human life for them. It was about proving that I was the liar, I was the narcissist, and I was the sociopath. And I think the reason why I'm talking about this is I'm not when I created this channel, it wasn't to point accusatory fingers, right? It was basically based on experience, you understand? And in my head, I'm thinking like, okay, like this is good information. Let me put it out there, because if I had this information, I would have saved myself like a lot of I would have avoided a lot of situations that I got myself into. Do you understand? So for me, it wasn't about saying, oh, I'm perfect and other people aren't. Do you understand? It wasn't about highlighting perfection. If anything, what the channel was doing for me was, as I was highlighting some certain toxic behaviors, I was working on myself. I was working on my behavioral pattern. Do you understand? So it wasn't so much, oh, that person is bad, I'm good. No. As I was highlighting it, I was also working on myself, but I was putting out information, do you understand, that I thought would have saved me a lot of trouble. Then a lot of people say, okay, the cut-off point for them is if like a spouse hits them or whatever, do you understand? And that's when there's grounds for the divorce, do you understand? However, that's like physical abuse and is obvious. So when dealing with people with disorders such as psychopathy, sociopathy, or narcissism, physical abuse is the least of your problems. Do you understand? Because emotional and mental abuse is what they do, and it's hidden abuse. It's one of those situations where they're sweet to everybody, they are amazing to everybody except the one person they are abusing, so nobody else will believe them. Like that's how it is. Do you understand? It's hidden. It's such that the victim can never really explain it to anybody else. And then when you do confront them, what they do is try to bully you into silence, which was what happened to me. As I started to talk about this, I was experiencing so much stuff. Do you understand? I was experiencing so much, but they will bully you so much into silence. Do you understand? They will bully you that you will now start to look like the aggressor, like the bad person, and they will run out and tell the whole world that they're the victim. So a lot of people are used to, because they understand something, that if they are the first to run out to tell people that, oh, this person is doing this to me, this person is doing to me, they are the culprit, they are the aggressors. But they know, they understand the psychology of human beings, that the first person to come out to cry wolf, do you understand, is the person that gets most of the sympathy. Do you understand? So that's what happens. So they run out, they cry wolf, and then they gather a lot of people against this one person they are abusing. Do you understand? If they don't do that, that's if you confront them. If you don't confront them, they bully you into silence. Do you understand? That's what they try to do. So I was being bullied, almost obviously, to stop my channel altogether, to feel like, okay, I'm doing something that is really bad. However, like it got so bad at some point, I was literally like ostracized. Do you understand? I was put in isolation. What they didn't realize is that I work better in isolation. One thing I love more than having a very, very active social life is actually being by myself, is actually working alone. I work better when I work alone. Do you understand? So thank God for me. Do you understand? What about the people that can't cope with such situations? Do you understand? They would have snapped. Something bad, they might have done something bad to themselves, you understand, which was the whole point. So for them, it gets so bad that it's not even about human life. Do you understand? It's about proving a point. It was about proving a point that I was the narcissist, that I was the sociopath. Do you understand? Literally, my car was being messed with, all sorts. I'm not even going to go into that, but what I'm trying to say is a lot of people are experiencing this. Do you understand? A lot of people, you see a woman that gets married to maybe some rich man, and everybody is envying her, like, oh, you got married to a rich prince, oh my god, this, that. Do you understand? And she's the only one. Do you understand? Okay, like, and you see, and maybe after the marriage, she runs away from the marriage. Like a year into the marriage, she runs out of it, and people are blaming her and pointing fingers and saying, oh, like a year or two or something, and everybody's like, oh, why would you do so? Oh, these girls of nowadays, they can't cope with marriage, they can't cope with this. She can't really explain what she's going through. Do you understand? Because, like I said, physical abuse is obvious. Mental and emotional abuse, how do you explain that to another person, especially if this person is amazing and sweet and charming to everybody else except that one person? Do you understand? So everybody starts to say, oh, why would you, didn't you see it when you guys were dating? No, trust me, she didn't. Because one thing sociopaths are very good at is false charm. Do you understand? This guy would have beguiled her, do you understand, into some sort of amazing life and everything, marriage and everything. Do you get? And if at all she had faced any kind of abuse, he would have tried to convince her, oh, it will never happen again, blah, 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 blah. Do you understand? And then she agrees to marry him. And trust me, it will be as she says I do, that she would realize the coldness, because at this point there's nothing else you can do anymore, right? She would realize the wickedness, the evil and coldness. She just said I do to you. Literally, she has signed up her life to live in hell. Do you understand? So she would realize it at the wedding. Obviously, she's not like Erin Brockovich. Is he Erin Brockovich, the runaway bride? Anyway, she's not like the runaway bride. Do you understand? She's the only one that knows the evil and the wickedness she just married. Do you understand? And whilst everybody else is congratulating her, like, oh, this guy has money, oh, he's amazing, he's this, he's so sweet, he's so amazing, she can't run. She has to keep quiet and die in silence because she's in a white dress. Do you understand? What about the man that gets home every day, and once he gets to his driveway, he turns back and goes to drink at a bar? Do you understand? You know, we're so quick as human beings to judge people, and we don't know why they do the things they do. Do you understand? And this man is drinking in the bar till morning. Do you understand? Everybody is like, oh, irresponsible man. What they don't realize is that the amazing woman, he told everybody, oh, this woman is amazing. Even when people try to warn him, this woman is the most amazing woman, she's the greatest thing since sliced bread, is constantly provoking him, maybe by flirting with all his friends. Do you understand? Even his third born son or daughter or whatever looks like Mr. G-Wagon on the next street. You understand? But he's so afraid to get a DNA test on that child because the child looks and acts like maybe Mr. G-Wagon in the next street. You understand? Because if he does get that DNA, he will snap. Do you understand? We hear of people that would come out of their cars and jump into, do you understand, a lagoon or something. We hear about a man that would get home and shoot his whole family, and after he has done it in such rage, and then later his eyes open and he realizes what he's just done and he kills himself as well. And everybody's like, what kind of animal, what kind of wicked person is this? Everybody is turning to that man who happens to be the victim as the aggressor. Do you understand? Meanwhile, the main aggressor is sitting by his side. Imagine what it feels like. Do you understand? Like, okay, let me not even digress. Like, what I was trying to say is, he's in so much fear to go and do a DNA test on that child, because he knows that deep down, he knows that child is not even his. If he ever gets to do that DNA test, he would snap and do something horrible. So he gets home, his BP is rising because every time he gets home, he's fighting till morning. Do you understand? They are arguing till morning. Do you understand? So instead of getting into that house, he turns back around and he goes to a pub and he drinks himself to a stupor. Why? Because that glass, that drink, that liquor is the only sanity he has left in his life. His pride will not let him accept that he has made a mistake and married the wrong woman. Do you understand? He will drink himself to stupor, and everybody is there pointing fingers like, this man is so irresponsible, without realizing that that is actually the victim. The aggressor is the one everybody's praising at home, like, oh my God, I don't understand you. How do you cope with such a man? You're such a patient woman. She is the aggressor. And that's what emotional and mental abuse is. I guess what I'm really trying to highlight, maybe I'm just going on and on, do you understand? Maybe the messenger, I'm the enemy, and that's okay. Do you understand? But the message I'm trying to pass across. It is what it is. Do you understand? It is what it is. We shouldn't wait till something bad happens to somebody and be so quick to post RIP. Do you understand? We shouldn't wait till people snap and then, we're pointing fingers, accusing them of all sorts. Do you understand? There are two sides to every story. There are two sides to every coin. Do you understand? People tend to listen to one person's side of the story and ignores the other person because the person is not saying anything. Most of the time, the person has been bullied into silence and the person has just decided, you know what? There's nothing to say. Do you understand? These people are quick to run out, to run to everybody, to call everybody, to claim the victim. Do you understand? When they are really the aggressors. The victim has been bullied into silence, but their friends, their families, they haven't. If somebody comes to cry wolf and tell a story, what about the other person? That person has a story too. Do you understand? People are quick to judge based on the first person that comes out to shout. Do you understand? The other person has a story too. How about listening to both sides of the story? Do you understand? Before placing judgment. Do you understand what I'm saying? How about listening to both sides of the story? Instead, we wait till something happens to that person and say, oh, why did that person do this? Oh, that person, oh, all these girls, they run out of their marriages after 6 months. You don't know what that person was going through because the man has money or the woman has money does not mean they're a good spouse or they're marriageable. Do you understand? It doesn't mean that, but people tend to support the devil blesses his own. That's the truth. Do you understand? So these people, they will kill you, they will steal your life, they will destroy you. Do you understand? Most of the time they have the means to buy people off, to do stuff for them. Do you understand? I mean, at the end of the day, I don't believe anybody would mess with me that much for free. Do you understand? I believe they were paid to do it. Do you understand? That's my story, and thank God I'm here now to talk about it. Do you understand? I could have been bullied, which I believe I was being bullied into silence. Do you understand? I had to stop doing my videos or whatever it is, but the message is what it is. Do you understand? I don't believe so. Most of the time, these people have the means to buy people's loyalty. Do you understand? They have the means. The devil blesses his own. They have the means to buy people's loyalty. They are pathological liars. They know they're highly manipulative. They're the sort of person that they would compliment you as a weapon. They use compliments as a weapon, so to speak. Like, in terms of, I'm not saying things like, people will compliment and say, oh, you look very nice today. For a sociopath, do you understand? They would say something like, oh, I haven't discussed this with anybody, do you understand? But I see that you're a very intelligent person. You're the sort of person that I can have a discussion with and you would understand where I'm coming from. They're complimenting you, but it's a weapon. Do you understand? Or you'd understand where I'm coming from. You would see reasons with me. You're the sort of person because you're highly I feel like you're wise, you're intelligent, you're the kind of person. Now, whatever that person says, you're going to listen because you don't want to be less intelligent. You love the fact that that person believes that you're an intelligent person. Do you understand? So you would more often than not agree with them. Do you understand? Because you don't want to seem less intelligent, if that makes any sense. So they're able to do that. They're able to manipulate a whole lot of people against one person. Imagine if you're living in a home, you can feel isolated in your own home. Do you understand? Being married to a sociopath or being friends with a sociopath, do you understand? Or being colleagues with a sociopath, you can be isolated in your own environment. Do you understand? Because they will be amazing to everybody else, but they will keep provoking you and doing things to you till the day you snap and become the aggressor. Then they say, oh my God, I can't believe this person did this to me. Oh my God, you guys know I'm such a good person. Do you understand? So let's not wait till people snap or something bad happens to them before we stand up, do you understand, and speak out. We should learn to use our voice for something positive as opposed to RIP. Do you understand? People are being abused on a daily basis. Well, because it's not obvious, because it's not a punch or a kick or a scratch, a lot of people don't realize it. Do you understand? And a lot of people sit there and die in silence. However, we're blaming them, thinking they're the bad ones, thinking because they're not the ones that came out to cry, to talk about it first of all. Do you understand? So I guess that was the whole point of this video. I'm trying to highlight the fact that we should learn to use our voices for something positive and speak up for victims that have been bullied into silence. Have a wonderful week. Stay blessed. Namaste. Bye.